Hello, everybody. There's my notification to let me know I'm on live. That's Tammy's notification. How's everybody doing tonight? Hey there, Michelle. Hey, Melissa. I watched Slim just a minute ago. Hey, you might think I'm bull jabbing. I didn't really know who she was talking about. Or she was talking about my channel or Grandma's channel. Hey, Larissa. So I really didn't know y'all. Hey, Nikki. I have talked to Stephen. He said his whole face was swelled up. Now, I can tell you this right here. This has been a long day to me. I think that's supposed to be Waldo in that picture. There you go. It's supposed to be. So, hey, Teresa, hello to everybody. Because I done started looking around and everything. I like to miss some people now. But yeah, I called up Stephen and talked to him and, talked to him about the car. And that car can be fixed. And probably ain't a real bad job neither. When you get all that broke stuff off of it. See, I also talked to William too, and William said you could get all them parts. Some place they sell Corvette parts online. Said you can order all that stuff. And then, like, I don't hardly do that stuff no more. But I'm like good at it. I used to do a lot of stuff like that. Hey, was Slim talking about stuff on Grandma's channel or my channel? Do y'all know? I don't remember what I don't remember what the model is on it. But like, long as the chassis ain't bent, and you know what I mean, they can be bent, you can still drive it. You know what I mean, long as it ain't bent real bad, you know. It's a 1981. Okay. Yeah, I didn't really know what model it was. But I know he liked that car, you know. But as far, you see the title of my video, Weakness. You might not realize it, but people will size you up. And, you know, we've been seeing a pretty good bit of mean people, you know. They coming out of the woodwork. I don't know. I can't tell you I understand it, you know. But I know people will say stuff on here that they won't say to your face. And, you know, I said a little bit of stuff to Slim the other day on my video. If you're gonna be a moderator, you got to toughen up, you know. And you know what I mean. You just simply can't be nice to everybody. Hey, that T, I ain't seen you in a while. I used to go to car shows with my dad. We used to go to. We used to do a lot of stuff, but man, today was, man, damn, it was a long day for me, boy. I mean, a long day. Yeah, I mean, and y'all, I mean, it's like adding YouTube, but it's also like adding real life. If And I mean, a lot of times if people can run over you, they will. Hey there, Brother Judon. Let me go ahead and make my buddy a moderator here, yo, where I can see him. Where I can keep an eye on him. He got on here one time, y'all, you know, when he first started, somebody blocked him. When he first started, you know, there was another White Earp, you know. And then when he come in here, y'all thought he was, you know, trying to act like the other White Earp. Somebody blocked him, you know, but anyway, he ain't blocked no more. But yeah, boy, people, will, will run over you. If you are the kind that let people run over you, a lot of times they'll do it. And I mean, and that's a lot there too. I mean, it's a lot more than I thought, cause a lot of times I just sit back, when I'm out in the public. I try to anyway. But like you, you're gonna be and anyone find the crab on the picture? Is that what it is? Is that what this is? A crab? Yeah, when they don't nobody want to be blocked. Slim might be right. They might think they can get on there in the comments and make comments and you can't do nothing about it. But they don't know Slim reads the comments. I looked at mine, I didn't see nothing. What's going on with T there? I didn't see nothing on mine. But I mean, I told y'all you start getting immune to this stuff, and I mean, it really don't even matter that much. I wasn't like that when I started. People in real life will look you up and down, boy. And I don't know what's got. I mean, I don't know why everything's so stirred up, and then I don't even know what the comments was she was talking about. She don't say everything. Hey, Timmy, I wasn't talking to you, okay? Timmy's over there half asleep. She thinks I'm talking to her. She don't know I'm live. And boy, she's been down too. And I'm finding my stomach ain't hurting. It still is a little bit. Hey, that's all right, T. That's all right. We don't always feel like commenting. That's why I don't have a certain time, y'all. Oh, I never know how I'm gonna feel, and I hate to have a certain time I'm gonna go live because I'm like Elvis. I don't know how I'm gonna feel. I don't like to make vacation plans neither. But I mean, I guess Stephen having the wreck, I don't understand why that would bring the haters out. I will be reading all the comments on Southern ideas. Yeah, don't forget to hit the like button. It's exhausting, ain't it, Tito? It is, I mean, like the way Slim was talking tonight. I mean, you gotta have some backbone, you know. Cause these, I mean, y'all know how these people are, you know. I mean, they don't care. And they know I'm like that. You know, so this moderator stuff, Slim being a moderator, reminded me of something. But the other day it reminded me of it. I didn't tell y'all about it, but it reminded me of it. Stephen worked at YKK a little while. They had insurance. Well, he worked at YKK and helped me. Don't think he can't go to work and then get off and work and do a lot of work in 3 or 4 hours, because he can. He'd bring a couple of people with him too, but Stephen was an inspector. And I don't know what all they make, but doors is what I'm talking about. And them doors are supposed to be about like perfect, everything, And if it didn't matter, why would you have an inspector? And Steve was an inspector. And they'd seeing stuff through there and he'd turn it back. And like usual, they'd get mad. Like a moderator. They'd get mad at you. And they get mad at him about sending the door back. You could let that slide. Well, the moderator can let stuff slide too, And they probably let a plenty slide. But he was telling me about it. I said, well, you tell them son of bitches over there that either is right or it ain't. Tima was an inspector for a little while too. And she has missed stuff before that somebody else doing. It wasn't nothing like, like what I'm talking about. I mean, it was something that could have let slide, but then somebody else caught it. And like they have sent her home for 3 days before. And it's something that wasn't a life or death thing. I mean, but you got rules to go by. And it's either right or it ain't. And I mean, that's the way it is. And they'll find out that she's doing what she's actually supposed to be doing. And Bloomin' can help her too. It don't matter who they talking about. There ain't no, you know, no side swiping. You know? And I've seen it myself, boy. Like showing a weakness. If it ain't right, it's usually wrong. That's right. And I mean, see, here's the damn deal. Hell, man, we're supposed to be having fun. And you know what I mean? And I hate to keep saying grandma, but like her channel's full of people that have lost their mind. I mean, man, y'all told them, all of y'all, not just the moderators, y'all told them, don't worry about the dog. And I mean, they don't hear you. I mean, I guess they ain't gonna be happy until she takes the damn dog and nobody even sees him anymore. I mean, I think she knows how to look after her dog. And I mean, it's ridiculous. Hey, they'll say anything, won't they? I can't quite see what that name is. M? Hey, I don't know, you know, I know she don't want to hear about the dog over and over. So this is what I told her. Yeah. Last time I talked to her on the phone, a few days ago. You gotta listen careful or you won't get it. Oh, okay. All right, Ellen. Yeah, I know who you are now. So, you gotta listen pretty close or you won't get what I'm saying. And this is something that she talks about every now and then. She's married. Well, she was married the whole time. But they get in there, gonna go to town, and they both get in the car, and she'll back out from under the carport. And every time he did, he would say, "Don't hit that tree." Every time, "Don't hit that tree." Every time. I actually figured out what he was doing and what these people are doing. Believe it or not, I have. I got it figured out. So he didn't do nothing. Grandma done everything. He didn't do nothing. I mean, I don't even know if he knew how to put jumper cables on a car. I don't know if he could hammer a nail. He didn't do nothing. You understand that? That's the important part of what I'm saying. And then also to add to that, keep that in mind. But also to add to that, on the way to town, when you start getting up there near the courthouse, you got to know if you're gonna get over, which way you're gonna go. You got to go ahead and get in the lane that you want to be in because it'll make you turn, if you don't want to turn. So he would tell her to go ahead and get over in that other lane. And she knows how to drive. And she knows about getting over in the other lane. Everybody in Dublin, Georgia, knows about getting over in the other lane. But it would tell her anyway. And I mean, it would about drive her crazy. I mean, I don't reckon she said nothing to him, but it just bothered her. So here's what he was doing, and this is what these people were doing. See, these people really ain't worth a shit. Ain't like he was. They really ain't worth a shit. And they ain't helping you do a damn thing. But him telling her not to hit that tree and him telling her to move over in that other lane is his idea of helping. And then these crazy people, that's their idea of helping her. Do y'all understand that? Well, I mean, that's their idea of helping. telling her what to do. That's their idea of help. That's what they are contributing. That's what he was contributing. He wasn't contributing a damn thing. But he gave her advice. That's what he was contributing, advice. And that's what these other people are doing. Ain't worth a shit for nothing, but they contributing their advice. I got some advice, folks. But I'm too much of a Christian to say it. So y'all, I mean, that's it. Then they ain't really got good sense neither, you know. I mean, I'm telling you. I mean, that particular dog needs training. Yeah, that's right, Tina. I don't need that kind of help. Exactly, y'all. Yeah, she's burnt out on GG advice. That's what they doing. That's what they doing. Giving her advice. And they are contributing. They are doing something in their life. How you like that one? They are worth something after a while. You know, after all, they are worth something after all. They giving Helen advice that she don't want. She don't want the advice. Hey, Barbara. Hey, you know what I mean? You know, I use or need is right. You know, I mean, I usually figure everything out, y'all. You think I'd be on there trying to tell Mama that dog needs training? Hey, a newspaper or training. I guarantee you, when she gets ready for that dog to settle down, he'll settle down. I guarantee you. She don't need nobody telling her how to do it. And you know what? I'm wasting my breath. Because I seen a comment, you know, they might have said they trying to help her, but she won't listen. Probably ain't gonna listen either. Yeah. You know, I mean, I don't reckon she ever blowed up about the driving thing, but that's what he was contributing. Advice. That's exactly what these people do. And I mean, the truth is, y'all, you can look at the comments, a bunch of them just, I mean, man, their elevator don't go all the way to the top. Hey, I guarantee you she can handle a dog. Yeah. Yeah, that's what Tammy will say. I guarantee you Tammy will say that. You see, Waldo? Well, you're going to have to tell us before we get off. But I ain't been looking too much. I just give y'all something to look at, you know. I used to kind of like to look for stuff like this, you know. I mean, I have, you know. And when you see him, it's just as plain as day, ain't it? Hey, dang, how did I miss that? Danny, you really can see in the dark, can't you? Yes, I can. Like sometimes a little more than I want to see, you know. I mean, that's what they doing, you know. They are worth something after all, you know. Hey there, me, Ma. Tammy likes to do them puzzle books and stuff. I've bought her a good many of them. And, you know, and man, I think it's a perfect time to go in the camper, you know. But you know how I'm always saying, you know, like, you know, I mean, there's never a right time, seems like. See, the man that's been over here working, he ain't finished. Either will a catcher. Oh, I see Waldo too. Well, before we get off, then y'all gonna have to tell us. Then got me to look in there. Yeah, that guy ain't through working. Hey, Judy, and you know, I mean, man, it's kind of aggravating, you know. I mean, I reckon we could take the camper down there, but like, man, we don't feel good. Me and Dammy don't feel good. And I'm talking about, especially Tammy, don't feel good. You know, I mean, y'all seen people trying to give you advice that you don't want, you know. You know, I mean, I have people, I've had people trying to give me advice that they didn't realize how much I had done thought about what I was doing. And I'm like so far ahead of them in my mind, like they just be started thinking about it 5 minutes ago. And then they trying to tell you, you know. Yeah, she has been working hard until that wreck, which, you know, was only yesterday morning, wasn't it? Yeah, yesterday morning, but yeah, Tuesday night, man, she was going wide open. I said, girl, don't you think you might be overdoing it? Well, she will, Well, I mean, a lot of times, Pam, I mean, I don't really know about everybody else. But, I mean, whatever I'm doing, I'll be done thought about it. Besides just talking right there. And some of this stuff, like I've already thought out. Like the man, that was his idea of helping is giving her advice. And I swear to God, I mean, that's what he's contributing to their marriage is advice. Stephen said his whole face was swelled up. I I called him about an hour ago or something. I mean, he's down, down, down. Tammy said everybody was asking about him at church tonight. So there's a lot of people know about that. But like, hey y'all, I mean, I ain't bragging, but like doing something other. I'm smarter than most people because I do think about what I'm doing. Before I ever do it. Like that big shelter I got out there, y'all. I figured out how to do it, every little detail laying on the couch. And then I get out there and I mean, I look like an expert. But I mean, I didn't thought it over. I've done figured out every detail, everything I'm going to do, down to the last detail. And I had built something to pick them rafters up because they weigh about 400 pounds. But I had built a winch system thing that would pick it up because you couldn't pick it up. You couldn't pick them big old rafters up. Yeah, we are too. We hope something good come out of that. So I was telling Stephen, uh, he called it a throttle body, but I mean, it's like a carburetor. It's supposed to have two springs on it to keep them getting hung. And I mean, if he wasn't so tough and everything, if he wasn't so tough and strong, I mean, like, there's no telling what it'd have done to me. You know what I'm saying? An older person. And then that car's really fast, y'all. I had fast cars and stuff. William did too. Yeah. And, I mean, he didn't hoss that car, y'all. I warned him about that, a bunch of times. And I seen the way he drove it, when he's leaving here and stuff. And because you can hear him for a long ways, with that car. I'm 74 years old and I had a lot of experience in some things and not others. I never give advice to nobody unless they ask. Don't mean I know everything. Well, I mean, A lot of times when people's trying to tell me something I already know, I mean, hey, I've seen that so much in the roofing business. Like, I would already know. You know, if I was doing something complicated, I would already know what I was going to do before I ever put my clothes on to go to work. I would already know, done had it figured out. My brother actually said something about that one time. And I told him, that like I done thought it over. I already had it figured out. Yeah, the truck that ran under the bridge and got stuck, the big truck run over the truck and it got stuck under the bridge and they was trying to figure out how to get it out. And this little girl said, why don't they let the air out of their tires? Well, I mean, they couldn't get it out. And all the girls thinking simple minded, all the engineers and everything is thinking we need to cut the top of the bridge out. Yeah, I mean, MT, she might not realize, what uh, I was saying, and then I was saying it kind of way because I was saying it in the kind of way that I didn't want to scare everybody to death, because I do know that people love Stephen and people worry about Stephen. And I wasn't wanting to scare everybody to death about the thing. And I also realized that maybe I shouldn't have got on there and saying it. But I did have a reason for that, for getting on there and saying it. So I was telling y'all, like William heard he was driving 100 miles an hour, see. And that, and I know that, oh, how the word spreads. And there is people that keep up with Stephen. And I know how one person will tell another person something. And that's kind of why I was on there, getting on there, saying it. Uh, it- I, I, he sounded okay on the telephone. He sounded shook up. And I said, are you all right? And he said, I don't know, Hodge. Because, I mean, I think he called me pretty quick. I don't know, Bear Paws. There's a policeman come out there and I was on the phone with Stephen and Stephen said, why didn't you have the lights on? You know, it was an emergency to Stephen, you know. And policemen don't know was he drinking and driving, and you know, want to see his life. Stephen said, "Call the ambulance." Which I didn't hear that part about call the ambulance. I would have freaked the hell out if I'd have heard him tell the police to call the ambulance. But he was talking pretty good, you know, you could tell he was upset. But he was talking, you know, like he normally does, but he was talking like, you know, like he was, I guess, in shock, you know. And Tammy tore out, you know, and he was done gone, you know, to the hospital. But yeah, I really think Grandma didn't realize, you know, uh, and you know, like the way I was saying it, you know, because I wasn't trying to alarm nobody. So I was saying it like that, you know. I was saying it the way I said it on purpose because I didn't want to alarm nobody, you know, and scare everybody half to death, you know. Okay, MT. Hey, just don't worry about it. I've seen stuff, you know, that like one time, we went down to Savannah and there was this guy, he was a sissy, you know, and car was kind of running hot, and he got out there and opened up the radiator cap, and it burned him. And he was ran screaming and hollering. I mean, hell, we was laughing at the way he was doing. And when we went to the hospital, you know, we was young. When we went to the hospital to see him, we wasn't laughing no more. He was burnt the hell out of, boy. I mean, burnt bad. Okay, thank you, Lona. Oh, I mean, you know, and then I was kind of playing it down a little bit too, you know, because I didn't want to get everybody upset. But then again, I really didn't know how bad it was. And then found out it was worse than what I thought. That like making my stomach start hurting again, y'all. Would you believe that? I swear, like that made my stomach start hurting again. It just started just a couple of minutes ago. But I'm a lot better today than I was yesterday. And Tammy, she had to go to the doctor this morning, but she ain't doing very much. Yeah, he was lucky. Yes, it probably is my nerves, because when I wake up, it's not like that, and it starts hurting, when I start thinking about it. Hey, that idea. I mean, he was in another wreck one time, and even though he didn't look bad, he was actually hurt worse. Even though you couldn't look at him and tell it, but he was. He had to go to physical therapy for a long time, but it was real. Take deep breaths. It was real bad the other time. But that's a fear I have about him, y'all. I don't know why I don't have it about nobody else, but I have it about him. Take me something here. Probably ain't even good to take. But it's been a long day now. Yeah, but I ain't had no trouble. I ain't been having no trouble, until now. It just made me, it made me remember when I used to have stomach used to hurt. See, uh, I didn't want to go to school, y'all. Some people, whenever they start to school, they all right. Tammy said she cried her eyes out whenever she started to school. And the boy that we know to this day, she remembers him. Uh, he had his arm around her telling her everything was going to be okay. And it was his first day too. And I thought about it. I told y'all about it. Y'all know about it. That bus driver, he remembered I done got 16 years old. And he made a little joke about you used to have a lot of trouble with your stomach, but I told you later on, he told me that uh, I was about 16 years old and he still remembered me having trouble. And it just hurts. Your whole stomach hurts. But I mean, damn, boy, that's rough now. You know, I tell Tammy all the time, to be careful, all the time. My brother didn't even like to ride with Tammy. But it seems like she does better than she used to. Because she'd have to run me to the store every now and then. It seemed like, I said, let's just drive about 45 miles an hour. My brother says she's like drive all over the road. And she pulled out in front of somebody one time that was speeding. Hey, when you in the habit of looking, you can look at a car and see if you got enough time to pull out, but like, you really ain't taking into consideration if they are speeding or not. And that truck was speeding that Tammy pulled out in front of anybody else, she would have had enough time to pull out, but we knew that girl that drove that truck that Tammy pulled out in front of. Yeah, I think I know it'll get better. It's already a little better. But that girl, she worked for a place and she just run errands. And everybody, she drove a white truck. And everybody knew, you could, anybody knew her. Because you would see her all over town, anytime you went to town, you would see her. And she was known for speeding. Everybody knew that. And you know, so what I'm saying is I always looked pretty good. Uh, as I got older, I always looked pretty good to see actually if somebody's hauling ass or not. Because if they speeding, they'll get to you quicker than you think. And I always look pretty good. Always. I'm not just looking. I'm looking to see how fast they coming too. Because you can always sit there another 5 or 10 seconds, it won't kill you. We might shoot them a bird when they come by, but it won't hurt us to sit there for another few minutes and let them go on. Especially one of them big trucks, y'all. Because there is such a thing as, you can pull out and your car shut off. And I've seen that too. My Chevrolet truck out there was doing that. Oh man, that's pretty bad there, Bear Paws. Yeah, that Chevrolet truck out there, y'all, it would do that, you know. You know, like it took me a month to get that truck straightened out. But there's like three different things wrong with it, and then hell, you know, like you couldn't drive it. But whenever I was taking it to people just trying to get them to fix it, I had to drive it over there, and I would pull down the road on the side of the grass and get going 30 or 40 miles an hour and then pull into the lane. No matter which direction I was going. And I mean, I might ride down the road on the grass, going the wrong way to make sure that truck didn't shut off when I went to pull out and it's liable to do it. Yeah, and uh, Judy's got a good point there, y'all. We do praise God. And I want to thank all of y'all for the prayers too, because I know y'all was praying. Hey, y'all, that scared me to death, y'all. When I seen him, I'm glad I didn't see him, before he got to the hospital. I mean, it would have scared me to death. I'm glad I didn't see it. He sent the picture after he was at the hospital. And then, I had done talked to Tammy and everything. So, I mean, I would have freaked out. If he'd have sent that picture before he went to that hospital, I would have freaked out. But like I say, y'all, when I was trying to tell y'all, I didn't want to look like I was just getting on there saying Stephen ran into the ditch, but everything's okay. That wasn't what I was doing. We'd have just ran through the ditch and everything was okay. I wouldn't have never typed nothing. Because I usually don't type nothing anyway. But I knew it was a little bigger deal than just running through the ditch. But me and Tammy and Stephen, we appreciate your prayers. But I can go the rest of my life without that. Danny, I ask prayer for Stephen tonight at church. Thank you, Miss Peggy. You're a mighty fine woman. But when I drive, y'all, I'm like, try to be careful. I try to be careful now. And I ain't too good at looking down at my phone. That's dangerous, boy. And I mean, you know, the young people, they do that all the time, y'all. You know, it's against the law in Georgia to be, I don't even think you're supposed to be talking on it. I don't even think you're supposed to even have it in your hand. Cause, I think William got a ticket for that. And I mean, it wasn't, you know, I mean, it's one of them automatic cameras. At a red light, taking a picture of everybody. And then they'd get it wasn't even by a policeman, you know. And then they'd get a ticket in the mail. I'm pretty sure you go up there to court, they'll have that picture blowed up, you know. If you want to get up there and say, I wasn't on my phone. But I mean, that ain't really a good idea neither. You know, we so used to driving, you know, we probably don't pay attention like as much as we should, you know. But I really, you know, when I'm, especially in that camper, you know, I'm watching, you know, I'm watching. There's a little place that you have to pull out and, you know, cross a lane. It's on a little hill. And that old camper's long, you know, it ain't like a little vehicle. And when you see the top of a vehicle, they're actually pretty close to you. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But instead of pulling out and going across that lane, I'd just take a right and go down to this gas station and ride around the parking lot. And I told Tammy to do the same thing in that pontoon boat, you know, 'cause she pulls that pontoon boat, you know. I said, just take a right and go down that station and go through the parking lot where you can see both ways real good and see in plenty enough time, you know, that you can get across the road without somebody being right on you. Was that particular spot, people pretty well speeding. My sister died instantly from a blunt force trauma to her head. Yeah. Hey, I realize, you know, I realize how bad that was. And, you know, I'm pretty sure, you know, he'll be showing y'all that car. I don't know when, you know. But when he does, you look at that steering wheel. And then see, he hit more than the steering wheel, too. Tammy said he hit something up in the roof of the car. There's hair in it, you know, hanging down. And then, you know, I mean, then he had to have stitches. I mean, damn, boy. Had me upset, boy. Hey, I ain't laughing, but I can understand having a headache. But I understand, you know. Well, that scared me to death. And when y'all out driving, boy, like, You do like what I say, you look at the car and you sit there and look an extra second, notice how fast that car's coming. Because if they speeding, they can get on you quick. And look left, right, left again. Left, right, left. Look at your left 2 times. Left, right, left. And if you ain't sure, look again. Left, right, left. Oh, the one where you're looking at the 2 lefts, that car will get to you faster than the other one will. Left, right, left, y'all. And try to notice Tammy's not good at judging distances. And, when I ate all them Williamson donuts, and it messed my eyes up. I thought my eyes was going to stay like that. No, the brakes wouldn't hold that car. That car is about 500 horsepower. It's probably triple the horsepower of your car. And he's mashing the brakes, and it wasn't, brakes ain't no match for a motor like that. And then, that happened quick. I mean, you get in that car and ride, you probably won't want to get in there and ride no more. Because I don't like to ride in it. Who's that, Helena? He was on a cell phone, his sweet wife sitting shotgun. He attested to why he is no longer here. Oh, boy, I'm glad that's over, boy. So you know how y'all think about it. And then, how it would be if it was your youngin'. I've looked for that Waldo several times. I still ain't spotted him. Well, if anybody knows where he's at, go ahead and tell us. Yeah. I went, y'all, one time to that DUI school. I got a DUI when I was about 20 years old, 19, something other like that. I was young. And they showed us wrecks of the people still in the cars. And it was bad. That's been That's been that long ago, and I still remember it. It was bad. That showed somebody hit a train. Before the ambulance got there. And then, on this road out here we live on, we know quite a few people. See the yellow boat on the side bottom? There's a guy in a buttoned up jacket, a yellow boat. And I hadn't seen it yet. But we used to go look at them cars. That's something my brother done. Most time they take it either to the Ford place or the Chevrolet place or something. On the bottom of the screen. And we would go look. I'm looking. Is that him looking like he's rowing or something? That my brother would do that, y'all. And I'd be with him, a pretty good bit. We'd go look at the car where somebody didn't make it. Like where they was going 100 miles an hour. And I won't never forget it, there was a bear laying in the floorboard with dried blood all over it. And while we was standing there, somebody seen that beer and they picked it up and started drinking it. That motor was pushed. The motor was pushed all the way back to the windshield. And which I mean, I don't want to upset y'all, but they had crosses. It was a carload. They had crosses beside the road for a long, long time. And then there was another woman that she had uh, a flat of eggs sitting in the seat beside of her. And that flat of eggs hit uh, the dash. And they was eggshells stuck in that dash. Like you couldn't have done it by hand if you'd have wanted to, you know. It was like just stuck. All the shells was just stuck all in the air conditioner vents and everywhere, you know. Somebody pulled out in front of her. We went and looked at that car too. My brother would do that kind of thing, and I'd be with him, you know. You know, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it, you know. William was telling me today, you know, he used to. You know, I was telling him, he was talking about bad wrecks, you know. He was talking about it was bad over there on that road that Steve was on, you know, where they built that new Edenville. I mean, that new dollar store. I showed y'all a wreck there one time that somebody else filmed. But I told William, I said, you know that, I said, I don't know nowhere worse than out there where you live on that 441 and that Toonsboro Road. They used to have some bad ones out there. He said, yeah. He said they used to come by and he said I'd follow them. He said I quit that. I quit doing that. Well, I officially quit too, you know. You know, don't want to see it, you know. And Wilder got an uncle that he admired and loved very much, you know. He was about a mile from his house going home. And and then, you know, they just guy that worked over there with Timmy. We knew where the wreck was because it's on the road right there. It was right there at the driveway of Christina's driveway. And Timmy showed me where he lived. And you could see his house from there. You know, it was a 4 lane, but it was split. You seen where they had, like the interstate. It was like the way a interstate highway is. You know, I had to cut grass in the center. And somebody was over there in his lane. And hey, I seen enough, y'all. And that wreck, that Edwin Higgs was in, the one that they just put him away yesterday. Stephen was supposed to be a pallbearer. He was in a real bad one. But he lived, but it ruined his life. He couldn't hardly go. And it got worse in time, where he's about hurting all the time. I went over there to his house. He was having a dove shoot and he wasn't even out there. And that's something, he was actually working, when he had that wreck. And he hit a diesel truck. A diesel truck pulled out in front of him. And then he had a big truck himself, and then had a backhoe on the back of it. Steven's at home now. They released him, Joanne. He's at home. And he's banged up. Yeah, Evan was young. And he probably wouldn't, he had a stroke a while back too. And probably wouldn't have never had none of that because he didn't drink or nothing. They didn't drink or do no drugs or nothing. He was like everybody else. He might have drank when he was young, but some, not like me. But he done been quit all that a bunch of years and stuff. And he had his own business. He worked with me a long time. And he give me the credit for teaching him, you know, all the stuff. He didn't know nothing, though. He started him when he was about 15 years old. So he didn't know, he didn't know too much, but I'm a good teacher. And I would explain everything to it. Nobody taught me, y'all. But I picked it up. I picked up everything, but you don't have to tell me much. I'll just simply figure out everything. I'll just simply figure everything out. But, the roofers won't hardly tell you nothing anyhow. They don't want you to know, they just want you toting shingles, and they don't want you, they want you doing all the hard work. They don't want to tell you how to do the stuff that you got to know something. And there's a lot of stuff like that, that people just won't hardly tell you, but you don't have to tell me much. Matter of fact, you don't hardly have to tell me nothing. I'll just pick it up quick. And it's kind of like that, though. Hey, it's going to be all right, y'all. I give Slim a little confidence boost the other night. She might not never say it, y'all, but I did. And when them people realize that they not going to push her around, they'll quit. They'll quit doing it. And it's like this right here, y'all. The truth is do you want me to be a moderator or not? You know what I mean? Slim thinks she's gonna get in trouble with grandma, and then and then they doing stuff, to I mean, they calling Slim out. And it's like this right here. If I can't do my job, I'll lay my badge on the table. And I don't too much myself question the mods. You don't, it ain't something you see me do too much. But I mean, they have a job to do. And I mean, do you want me to be a mod or not? And then whenever they find out that she's gonna do what she thinks is right, they'll quit messing with her. They'll straighten up. But I mean, they think they can push her around, and they've tried it. The thing about it is, here's the thing about it, y'all. Is most of the people that's doing this stuff, they never hear me nor Slim nor Tammy. We don't never see them. Yeah, I know she does. But she'll get the hang of it. She just, she likes being a mod. I don't understand it. She likes being a mod. And, I mean, you just have to do what you think's right. And then go on. Grandma knows him, you know, them people's overbearing. She knows it, y'all. And she ain't exactly like me, my mama, about, she kind of believes in opinions. But, I mean, some people like take the opinion stuff, like too far. You know, if I would have, if I was gonna paint that, I would have painted it yellow. That right there is all right. But whenever they, I mean, y'all know what they doing. I know y'all see more stuff and think about things way more than you let on that you do. I know you do. I know y'all don't always run around saying, "Did you see what they done?" Sometimes, things just go a little bit too far. And they'll catch on. They'll catch on. And there's such a thing as you can get them, what I mean? You can get that little handful of people that just continuously messing up. And I mean, it cleaned the channel up. You know, you can get a few of them out of there, you know. It's real bad. Or, you know, want them. I mean, even if it is in the comments. You can warn them, you know. We ain't gonna have that on here. And if you do it again, guess what's gonna happen? Hey, they'll straighten up, but like if people see a weakness in you, they'll try you out. I promise you that. They will try you out. They will push you to the limit. Well, y'all, I've never wanted to be a moderator. I ain't had a stroke at 58. Ed Higgs was 52. See, I was already like upset about that, you know. Cause me and him was really good friends. Really good friends. And you know what, y'all? It was supposed to be on here having a good time. But like, it seems like stuff can't quit happening long enough to have a good time. Because I know how to cut up with y'all. I do know how. And I have the ability, y'all, but like, I mean, like this stuff just keeps on happening. Yeah, he had a stroke. I mean, I think he was doing okay, you know. And somebody told me today, you know, that his wife was going to take, you know, I'm talking about Ed Higgs. His wife tried to get him that night to go, you know, to let's go to the hospital. He said, we'll go tomorrow, you know. And tomorrow never came. So I knew there was something else, you know, that like had my stomach hurting, you know. And it was that, you know. See, I'm tough on the outside, but I'm not tough on the inside, you know. Yeah, I mean, they'll get that. I think they was a little bit of that, Alona, but they'll get that figured out. And I mean, the truth is, you know, eh, here's the truth. Some of them needed to be weeded out. They probably won't even never even know they was blocked. Because if you go in there and make a comment, even if you are blocked, it looks like you comment. And you can go back in there and look at it and it'll still be there. So like, I mean, I done tried it. You can think you leaving a comment, but nobody else can see it. And you can see it, but nobody else can. So, I mean, I'm telling you, a lot of them, they won't even never even know they was actually blocked. Now, y'all know because of hanging around with me so much. But, I mean, them people don't come over here or to Kathy or Slim. You know what I mean? They ain't studying us, you know. So, I mean, there's a good chance that they probably would never even know they blocked. A real good chance. I got, back kind of when we started this, 52. Oh, when we started these lives, I got 2 computers here. And I got Monique to block me. I took my mod off and I called up Monique and got her to block me. And I was just a typing on this computer here. I'm looking at the chat, yo. Oh, it appeared like I was typing. Everything I was typing, it was going right in chat. And I thought I was typing. And I looked at that other computer and it wasn't there. I had them both on the same video. The other computer, I wasn't, my typing wasn't going through. I see somebody that ain't got much experience, they won't even know you got them blocked. I seen somebody blocked on Steven's channel, somebody I know, somebody we know. And I unblocked her. And as soon as I unblocked her, she was chatting. I mean, she was making comments. She never knew she was blocked. And there's no telling how many months she was blocked. She never knew she was blocked. Because I'm telling you, you'll think you just a typing in there, but it ain't going in there, you know. Well, that's actually right, Tina. But I know Grandma don't exactly feel like that, you know. But I mean, I agree with you. I say block them and like don't even look back. But I know Grandma don't really like to block people. But like, if somebody ain't no good, they ain't no good. And then you'll see them same people, Stephen like told the moderators to stand down one time. And things got so bad, I know y'all remember how bad things got. You just can't let people go. It'd be the same old ones. Nanny, if you are chatting and no one is answering, you kind of know you are blocked. Yeah, hey, that's right. But like, you know what I mean? You're talking about people that like don't really know what's going on to start with, See, Y'all are all experienced, see. They ain't. They don't know nothing about blocking. You know them people that don't never come over here? They don't know nothing about blocking. And I mean, I'm telling you, you would think you chatting and it won't show up. I mean, I thought for sure when I was over here on this computer chatting, I thought 100% it was going through, but on that other monitor, there wasn't nothing I was doing coming through. Well, hey, that's right, Barry Paws. I mean, there's no telling what they liable to say over there on her channel, you know. I mean, you really can't hardly about pay them no attention, you know. And then like the woman the other day that kept putting these little symbols up, it was just hitting it over and over and over, and they was chats getting wiped out, you know, like people like done sit there and type something in there, and then that woman was like just hitting it like I thought she was doing it on purpose. I mean, she just didn't know no better. Because I mean, I kept my eye on her. I thought I thought sure one of the mods was gonna get her, you know. Well, that's a bad thing, you know, to be spamming the chat, you know, and then wipe your chat out. I mean, she had the whole side of the page filled up, you know. She had the whole chat filled up with that. And then if you sit there for 10 minutes writing a post, that woman just knocked it out. So, so is that right, y'all? Waldo like looks like he's rowing a boat. Is that right? Yeah. See, y'all all are advanced. See, but you listen to me, you know. But like everybody don't know what y'all know. So is that Waldo, y'all, that look like he's got an oar in his hand? Yeah. Yeah. I don't, you know, it used to not be like that. You know, this is kind of new. You know, like I mean, she's always had something like that. You know, but it's worse. You know, it's worse now. Are y'all gonna answer me? Is that Waldo look like he got an oar in his hand in a striped life jacket on? Yeah, that is him, man. I see the face now on the TV. In the yellow and black knit cap. Yellow and black. I see one that like on the bottom of the screen, 35 minutes to 12, got a life jacket on, or it looks like a life jacket, got an oar in his hand, 30, bottom of the screen, 35 minutes to 12. So that ain't him that look like he's got the oar in his hand. My. Peeking around the corner with black glasses. And tell me where he is again. Two guys on the right. On the right. He has a hat on black and yellow. On the right. Let me get up here. He's behind the red tall thing. The red tall thing. On the right. The red tall thing. I don't see it, Joe. He's on my left. Oh, I think I see what you're talking about now. Yeah, he's got goggles on. Do you see the red sail near the guy is rowing? The red sail. He is peeking around at the guy with the green jacket on and 6 buttons. Bumby had to wake Timmy up, y'all. Hey, y'all, him is cheating. No, I don't see him. Y'all, him is cheating because y'all good at this kind of thing, see. I done thought I done seen him 2 times. The other right, didn't he? I tell you what, I'm gonna, I got it on my computer here. I'm gonna zoom this thing in. You can only see his head, Beside the red tall thing. That guy in the boat looks drunk. I'll be a son of a gun if I see him, boy. Is he near the guy that looks drunk? That is how I found him. The guy in the boat looks drunk. Yes. I'm better not find out y'all pulling my leg. Don't I'm gonna get on here and do another live. Right behind the guy with the buttons who is right behind the drunk. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's what I told. I seen that a while ago, y'all. I said, look, hello. Hey, y'all, I have no idea. I don't have no idea what happened. But I'm gonna put my corner right where I think y'all talking about. Right there. I don't know why the sound went out, y'all. Unplugged the thing, plugged it back in. I ain't never seen it do that. Oh, I covered him up. That's it there, ain't it? Y'all women's a little bit too slick, see. Just a little bit too slick. Next time I wake Timmy up, get her to help me. Poked him in the eye. Okay. Hey, y'all got something over on Danny, didn't you? Y'all smart little rascals. I want to tell y'all I appreciate y'all very much. Hey, maybe clean laugh. Hey, maybe maybe things can get back to normal, y'all. And see what, I mean, y'all might not realize this, this stuff that we talk about. That's pretty much is what's on our mind. And that's, unless we just read and chat, and ain't, you know. I know Grandma pretty well talks about what's on her mind. And I know I do. I don't really know about everybody else, y'all. Not really. I'll get us a nud bear paws. I'll get us a nud. Maybe we'll do one tomorrow night. And y'all didn't tell the secret. Usually somebody's like, I tell the secret, but like, y'all kept the secret and made it fun for everybody. Oh, but before I get off, do this. I always got to stop and sneeze one good time. All right. So, hey, thank you, Clean Life. Thank you. For God's grace and peace, help all sleep well tonight. Thank you, Clean Life. So everybody that's seen Waldo before it was pointed out to me, write a one. Everybody that's seen it, type a one. I want to see how many people seen this. All right, Two Feathers said she's seen it. I bet a bunch of y'all did. I'm looking, y'all. Look at that. you know, I figured that. I figured that. Almost every one of y'all seen it. I figured that. Like, man, are you blind? Look over here. How about that, y'all? I want to thank this little lady for super chat, y'all. I want to thank y'all for everything. Maybe we can get off of this mess and kind of try to get back to normal. So I still see the ones coming. Everybody's seen it but me. Everybody's seen it but me. How about that? Thank y'all for everything. Thank you for the prayers and everything. I do believe Stephen's going to be on in the morning, y'all. I do believe that. I explained to him, that people love you. And there's more than you realize. And he told me he was planning on getting back on there in the morning on YouTube. Thank God for everything. I'll have y'all another Waldo tomorrow night, y'all. Good night, everybody. Like Reyes killed, good night, and may God bless. Hey, we'll see y'all. Bye-bye.